I signed the last page of the divorce papers with the same steadiness I used when holding a scalpel during my medical rotations. Precise, unshaking, detached. Across the table my husband's hands trembled. My sister refused to meet my eyes. Funny, for two people who plotted an entire future behind my back, they suddenly had no imagination left. I didn't speak. I just slid the pen toward them. The silence was a blade, and I let it stay sharp. I used to believe betrayal announced itself loudly. A slammed door, a late-night whisper, a misplaced shirt. But with him, it began as a softness, a distance he called stress. And my sister, my only sibling, had always been clingy, but never dangerous. She was the kind who borrowed clothes without asking, not husbands. At least, that's what I thought. I left for my 9-month overseas contract believing I was doing the right thing, building our future, our savings, our stability. He cried at the airport. She hugged me too long. I thought it was love. I didn't realize it was guilt. The truth didn't reveal itself through suspicion. It revealed itself through timing. I came home early, 2 days earlier than he expected, to surprise him for our anniversary. I rehearsed the moment on the plane, imagining his face when he saw me. But imagination never compared to reality, because the first face I saw wasn't his. It was a newborn's. He walked up the driveway carrying a baby seat, humming under his breath. At first I thought he'd found the neighbor's kid, doing one of his nice guy errands. But then he saw me. His smile died mid-note, and the baby cried as if sensing the break in the air. I didn't yell, I didn't cry, I didn't even move. I just asked, "Whose child is that?" He didn't answer. The truth answered for him. My sister, stepping out of an Uber, belly flat, eyes hollow, guilt radiating like heat off pavement. My world didn't collapse, it sharpened. Revenge wasn't born that night. Clarity was. I didn't storm, I didn't threaten. I let them twist in their own panic while I observed, quiet, unblinking. Control unnerves the guilty more than rage ever could. In the next weeks, I gathered information the way I gathered patient histories, methodically, without judgment, until the pattern revealed itself. Messages, receipts, photos, plans they'd made, plans they thought would break me. They expected an explosion. Instead, I chose precision. My strategy had 3 steps. 1. Financial leverage. Everything in our marriage, house, savings, investments, was tied to my income. I froze the accounts before he even realized I could. He couldn't touch a cent without my signature, and I didn't sign anything. 2. Legal positioning. My lawyer is a quiet man who dislikes theatrics, which made him perfect. We documented every exchange, every admittance, every timeline inconsistency. By the time papers were served, he had no room to fight. 3. Social truth. Not rumors, not dramatics, just facts delivered to the right people at the right time. Their child wasn't a scandal I aired, it was a secret they failed to hide. And secrets rot when exposed. The climax wasn't the divorce signing. It came afterward, in the parking lot, when my sister chased me down. "Can't we fix this?" she pleaded. "We're family." I turned slowly, letting her desperation catch up to her. "Family?" I repeated. "You used my absence as opportunity." Her voice cracked. "I thought he didn't want you anymore." "And you believed that made it your turn?" She flinched. Then she tried the last card she had. "The baby. You're his aunt. You should—" "I owe that child nothing," I said. "And you even less." My husband hovered behind her, ashamed but still hoping for mercy. I gave him none. "You both thought you were building a future without me," I said. "Turns out the only one who gets a clean future now is me." They realized then the full weight of what they'd lost. Not just my money, not just my marriage, but access to me, my stability, my loyalty, my unquestioned support. I watched the realization sink in, slow and irreversible. It was better than shouting. Now, I go home to a quiet house that finally feels like mine. No ghosts, no lies, no pretended loyalties. My sister wants reconciliation. My ex wants distance from her. I want neither. Because I learned something in the wreckage. Blood isn't a blessing. Marriage isn't a guarantee. And betrayal isn't the end. Not if you decide you're the one who writes the final chapter. And I did. With clean hands and a steady pen.